Motion. So we're just going to do something new for 2020, and we're going to talk about various regions, and we're going to go into a fair bit of depth with our little video blogs. So the first one that we're going to talk about is hamstrings, but in the future blogs we'll talk about rotator cuff injuries, ACL injuries, knee injuries, and cover a fair bit of topic from everything from anatomy of them to different types of injuries, how to manage those types of injuries, what some of the research says, whether surgical versus conservative, and we'll also talk a fair bit about the anatomy. So for this month we're going to be talking about hamstrings, and we're going to start with the anatomy of the hamstrings. So some of you may already know this, and I apologise in advance, but the hamstrings are made up of three muscles. So there's two on the inside of the thigh, they're called your semimembranosus and semitendinosus, and then there's one on the outside, which is called your biceps femoris. Now, they cross the hip joint, and they also cross the knee joint. So they're what we call biarticular. Articular means joint, and bi obviously means two. So their movements that they produce are hip extension, so pushing your heel back with a straight leg, and then also knee flexion, bending your knee up. And you can see on the diagram here, on the inside here is semimembranosus, and they come down and attach onto the inside of your knee, and then biceps femoris comes down on the outside. Now, Matt Bourne is a researcher in Brisbane, and he looked into what exercises these muscles are particularly active in, and he found that the ones on the inside are particularly active in knee flexion tasks, and then the one on the outside, the biceps femoris, is particularly active in hip extension tasks. And when we look into the injuries or what gets injured the most, biceps femoris, the one on the outside, seems to account for between 70 and 75% of hamstring injuries. So we'll talk further in the coming month about why that hamstring gets injured and what sort of exercises you should be doing when you do injure it. So if you've got any questions that you'd like us to answer or talk about hamstrings due to different types of injuries, please feel free to write a comment below or tag us in any hamstring stuff that you would like us to talk about. If you've got any further questions you'd like to do them in person, drop into the clinic in Noosa Junction at Hamstring Motion. Look forward to seeing you further in the month, guys. Thanks.